Okay guys, in my last video I did a review and a bit of a demo about Wishpond and what it looks like and what I think about it. But in this video I'm going to get straight down to the nuts and bolts, and what we're going to be doing today is going inside of Wishpond, creating a campaign and making it go live. Now on the last video, I'm not sure if you saw it or not, I'll link it around here somewhere. I showed that it didn't actually accept any new members right at the moment. Well, that has changed. I've got a special link. You can find that in the description where you can actually get started today and set up your own account. So go ahead and do that so you can follow along with this video. Make sure you pause along the way so you can get this thing done the same speed I do it. So I'm going to jump behind the screen, and today's video we're going to create a new Wishpond campaign and run through the whole tutorial. Alright, let's get started. Okay guys, here we are once again on the Wishpond website. Just to remind you, if you do see book a demo button here and you want to follow along with this tutorial, which I highly recommend you do, there is a button in the description. Click on that and it's going to take you to be able to get started right now so we can proceed with making your landing page. Right, so the first thing we want to do is log in, right? Once you've all signed up, you're ready to go, you should come to this page. Now the first thing we want to do is actually create a folder, because inside this folder we're going to put all of the variables, all the components of this entire marketing funnel, and we're going to keep them nice and neat inside here. So what we want to do is click create folder. Now for this particular one, I'm going just to call this newsletter subscription. Okay, very easy. So then once you've created it, click on newsletter subscription or whatever you call it. Once again, all your campaigns are here. Just click on the campaign you just created. Now you'll see it's blank in here. There's nothing in here at all. So what we want to do is we want to come to view more and click on that button. Now as you can see, it's going to give us all of these different templates. Now if there's not something specifically you want, I'm just going to choose quite a generic one that I feel most people will use, and that's literally this landing page here. So I'm going to go ahead, click on create, and then I'm going to choose canvas editor, which is Wishpond's new drag and drop editor. Okay, so that's loading, and now this is going to come to all the different options that we can choose. If I scroll down, I'm just going to quickly look for one that's really easy to use. This one here looks really nice. I'm going to click preview, see what it looks like. So that looks quite nice. It's very simple, very easy. I like the look of it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to the top right or hover back over it and press choose. Okay. So what this is going to do is it's going to create it. So what I'm going to call is newsletter landing. I'll just call it lander, just so it's unique. Newsletter lander. Now I'm ready to go. Now as you can see, this is actually the new editor compared to the old one that I was using on the review video. So that's good. So what we can do here is you can put in your logo if you want. I don't want to have a phone contact, so I can literally click on it and you see there's a delete button. You can press delete. If you have a logo, you can put it there, or you can press delete. Very easy. If you don't even want this entire bar here, the white bar, you can click on it and you can press delete. So everything's becoming a lot more minimalist. So I don't actually have much content that I want to have on it. I want to have a very, very basic landing page. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to delete all of these sections. You're more than welcome to keep them if you want. So I'm just going to click on it, wait for the orange bar to show up, and choose delete. All right. Once again, click on it, orange bar pops up, delete. And lastly, delete. So we've got this one section here. The problem is it looks a little bit narrow, right? It looks quite thin. So what I'm going to do is click on it, see the orange arrow, or the orange line pop up, and I'm just going to drag down and see it's making it nice and big. Now the other option you can do if you have a height in mind is you can just double click on these numbers and choose it, which is going to automatically make the size bigger. So that's very cool. So we've got basically the landing page. Now we've just got to customize it to make it look good. So first of all, I'm gonna drag this box down a bit. It looks like we have to drag things one by one. That's no problem. Just pull those there. I will pull things down slightly just so it looks nice and centered, right? Now I'm gonna call this, let's just say this is going to be for my camper van company. I'll just be like, subscribe to our camper van rental newsletter and get 5% off first booking. So that's pretty attractive. If someone saw this, they'll be very excited and just be like, enter your name and email address below to get it. So it's very, very basic, right? The good thing is with these newsletters, if you do keep them basic enough, you know, people don't have to think about it too much. So this all looks pretty good. I might actually bring that back. I'll see if I can get rid of these borders. I'm not really digging these borders. More corner radius, that's what we want. 0. Now it's turned into a square. Looks good. And you can see if you move things around, then it'll show you the centers of everything, which is cool. So this is a very, very basic newsletter, right? So that's pretty cool. Now, one thing to remember when you do these landing pages, you should always have a privacy policy and a terms of service on it. Just because if you ever want to advertise it, like run a paid marketing campaign, they're always going to disapprove it unless you have the privacy policy and the terms of service there, or terms and conditions. So what I usually do is campervan rental 2020, and then I'll do a little bar there. And then I'll do terms of service bar privacy policy. Now this looks huge, so I'm just going to bring it down a little bit. Doesn't need to be big, maybe 14. Yep, so that's nice and small. So I can just pull this down a little bit. You can see how much easier this is compared to the old landing page builder. You can just drag things around. You can drag entire parts. It's very cool. I'm very pleased with it. Now to make these hyperlinked, what you want to do is just highlight the whole thing, click on the link, and then type in the link address. So I'm just going to pretend my campervan rental company is called campervanrental.com/privacy. Oh, this is terms of service. Terms of service. Okay. And I'm actually going to, because that's now blue, as you can see, I'm just going to change it back to white because I think it looks good white. Yep, like so. And same with privacy policy. So campervanrental.com/privacy policy. Cool. Okay, and make it white. So there's a very, very basic layout. What I'm actually going to do is I might even go to unsplash.com. This is a royalty-free background image. I'm going to type in campervan, and which one looks really nice? I think maybe this one looks pretty cool. So I've downloaded that here. I'm going to come back to Wishpond. I'm going to click on add new, view more, and so this is my first time on the new editor. I'm just trying to find out where the background is. It must be in settings. Yep, page background. There we are. Page background, section background. I'm going to click on that. Section 1. Click on that. Image right here. So what I'm going to do is click on the cloud button and upload. And then I'm going to find my downloads here. Unsplash and press open. And this is going to upload it. Now, as you'll see, it's nice. It's a little bit blue. So what I'm going to do is click on it says here show color over image. So I'm going to click on that color. I'm just going to change it a little bit. Pull down the transparency a little bit, just so it looks a little bit nicer. Oops, too much transparency. Might even go black and then change the transparency. Yeah, that looks pretty cool. Alright, so that's done. Oh, I didn't press save. Save. Alright, so there it is. That looks good. Push that back there. I might even bring this back down a little bit. So you can see how easy it is to move things around with this, right? So now I've got that. I'm pretty happy with how it looks. I'll just close this. Next thing I want to do is see what it looks like on tablet. So that looks right. And look on mobile. So I just need to drag. So this doesn't look quite right. So I'm going to drag it down a bit bigger. And this bottom bar needs to be dragged down there. Like so. Apart from that, that looks really nice. So I'm happy with that. Back to desktop. Everything looks good. So that's pretty much, I'm pretty much satisfied with that. Now I can click preview. So we can see what it actually looks like on a live site. So that looks nice and fresh, right? Looks real good. So I'm happy with that. So return to editor. So that's the first part done, right? Now you can always change the text if you want to make it bigger. Just double click on it. Once again, you can change the size if you want to change the font, all of that sort of good stuff. The same with text here. And you can do the same with these parts as well. It's all pretty basic. I like simplicity for my things. So now we've got our first section. What we want to do is create our thank you page, right? So if someone comes along, types in their email. Oh, sorry, I should have changed this first. Button text. So I'll get subscribe. Might even put subscribe. And might change the color, background to green. Too bright. Oh, need a darker one, I think. Click on that. Yep, this is better. Right, sorry about that. So to change that, you just click on it, double click on the button, button text and the background, and that's cool. So next step is to play with our thank you page, right? So we want to go to the top, click on main page, click thank you. Now if I'm going too fast for you guys, you're more than welcome to pause the video. I know I like to get things done nice and quick. I know some people are speedy, some people are slow. So if you're a nice slow pace person, just pause the video as I go, and then you can keep up. All right, same thing here. I'm going to go ahead, delete the sections I don't want, which luckily for this one is just that top bar. All right, now what I'm going to do is change the background once again. Page background. I'm going to choose the image that I uploaded. Yep, that's done. The color hex, I'm going to go back to black and just fade it out a bit. That's cool. Now let's say for an example you wanted to tell people to come to your Facebook group or something like that. What we could do is click add new, and we could add an image. So just drag an image in. So that's here. We'll just put this little guy here for now. Might drag the thank you up a little bit and say thank you, thank you, you are now subscribed. And let's just say I want to put this image here, and then maybe I want to add some more text, right? So I can duplicate this by pressing the duplicate button, and I could write join our Facebook community. And what I can do is I see there's like a Facebook comments button here. So what this will do is actually embed comments inside here if you want, but I'm actually going to choose a button for now. Of course, I'd make it a little bit more compelling usually, but for this, I'm just going to go button text, join our Facebook community, and I'm going to stretch it out, and I'm also going to increase the text to 18, and I'm pretty happy with the color. Yep, that's cool. So this image is a little bit out of place, but maybe I'll go find a community looking, maybe this one looks pretty good. So what I'm going to do is press change, upload, choose the latest file I just downloaded. Here it is. It's massive, so I'm just going to make it smaller. And what I like to do, as you'll see, is I like to build all the building blocks first and then make it nice and pretty, right? So this is all I really need because it is a newsletter. Thank you. You are now subscribed. If you are interested, join our Facebook community and see our awesome see up-to-date specials. Okay, and I'll put this here, and then to link this button, all I need to do is click link action, and I'll just go click on here, and it's already on web page URL, so I'll just type in facebook.com/groups/campervan rental, or whatever your group URL is, and click save, right? So that's done. So I'll close that, close this little box, and now so it looks pretty good so far. So what I'm going to do is have a look on tablet. So as you can see, the tablet looks a little bit funky, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to just drag down this button, drag down the image, drag down the text a little bit. So you just got to rearrange things, because as I've added new elements, it won't always be in the right place to start with. So you just drag things around till it looks good. So look at the desktop, looks pretty good. Look at the tablet, looks pretty good. Same thing with the mobile. So I will just drag down this one. Yep. Drag this up a bit. Okay. And drag this up. Super easy. Okay, so that's all good. We're pretty much good to go. You could also make them wider and stuff if you want. Might squeeze the lines a bit. Okay, so I'm happy with that. What you want to do now is click publish, right? So publish. And this is the live link. So I'll show you what it looks like right now. Okay, so this is what we had before. And if I type in my name, I'll just type in campervanrental@gmail.com. I'm going to click subscribe. And now it takes me to this page. How cool is that, right? It's all done. And if I clicked on that, it'll then take me to a Facebook page, or the group. Of course, I made it up, so it's not real. So that's cool. So that's there. That's all done. But we aren't yet finished, right? So we've got our main page and our thank you page. What we want to do now is click on settings and come to SEO settings, right? SEO and share settings, SEO settings. And this is going to be where we put in our title. So if someone shares it on social media like Facebook, it's actually going to come up with a title and a description, right? So I'm going to call this subscribe and get a 5% discount code. Description: if you are interested in joining our newsletter, we will give you a 5% discount code for your next adventure with us. Easy. Now you can choose to hide this from search engines if you want. I don't really see a time that you would, so I'm just going to go ahead and click save. Actually, I'm going to copy this, right? So I'm going to triple click, right click, copy, because we're going to do it twice, I believe. So if I'm going to go to settings, SEO and share settings once again, now click share settings. Yep, same. So I'm going to paste this here, and the headline, I'm going to do the same thing. I might actually just copy them both. It'll be quicker. Yep, cool. settings, SEO, share settings, headline. Now the image here is the image that will be shared on Facebook and LinkedIn. Alright, so you just want to click on it, choose the camper van, press save. Sorry if I'm going fast once again, but this is pretty much done. Now if you want to add in your Google Analytics and tracking codes, these are all here. I'm not going to bother with them right now, but that's pretty much it. So now we've done this, we are done. This is our landing page complete, right? So I'm going to go ahead and press save, publish changes. So now the landing page is done, thank you page is done. They're all working, which is good. So that's pretty much good to go, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on home. The only thing we need to do now is set up our first email, right? So as you can see, it says one person's gone in here. If I click on leads, it's going to show Phil at Camper Van Rental. That's when I did the test. It's done, which is really cool. The next part we have to do is create the email campaign, right? So I'm going to come back to campaigns. I'm going to click on newsletter subscription or whatever you called it. And the next thing we want to do is create an email campaign. So what do we want to do is click on view more. And then we want to scroll down until we see email automation. And what this is going to do is it is going to allow an email to go out automatically as soon as someone puts in their name. Now on the review video, I said it couldn't send out email blasts. That's not true. Actually, email newsletter does do it. So I was incorrect there. But email automation is the one we want, where you can send automatic emails as soon as someone signs up to a list. So I'm going to click create, and then it's going to create this page here. Now what we want to do is a simple welcome email, right? So I'm going to click on that, and this is going to send an email out to new people as soon as they put their name into the list. So have converted on, we'll leave those, and choose campaign. We're going to choose newsletter lander, and that's all we have to do. Don't worry about that, just click save. So that means as soon as someone puts their name on the newsletter lander that we just created, they're going to enter this automation. And don't worry about any of this stuff, just leave it as it is, and then come down here and what we want to choose is create new email, right? If you've already created emails before, they'll all be here, but we don't want to do that. We want to click create new email. Now this is going to pop up and it says email name. Now email name, this is going to just be for your reference. So I'm just going to call this newsletter sign up for camper van rentals. Subject line, this is what the person is going to see as their subject. So I'm going to be like, welcome to the newsletter, here's your coupon code. Oh, I mentioned discount, did I not? Coupon discount code. From name, I'm going to call this camper van rentals, or you could put whatever you like, could be your real name, it's fine. From email address, I'm just going to so this is an email that you actually have to have live, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just call it one of my emails, and as you see it says this must be verified. So I clicked on it and it's going to send an email to me, right? And what that's going to do is allow you to send emails from that email address. So you can't just make up one, it's actually got to be it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pause this video, I'm going to check my email inbox, and then I'm going to come back and paste the code in here. Okay, so I have the code here, I'm just going to paste it in, verify email address. Nice job, it is done. So I can now send emails from this. Obviously you want it to be relative to the thing, so it should be like campervanrentals.com, but that's not a real domain, but that's cool. So that's all done. Click next. Now it's going to show me some templates that I could potentially use. There's lots of pretty ones if you want to go pretty, or else there's a basic one, HTML if you want that. I'm just going to choose a plainish one, maybe this one. Choose template, selected. Now it's going to load. Okay, so here it is. Now everything is easily drag and droppable, customizable. So what we're going to do is, I'm going to leave the diamond there, it's pretty cool, but I'm going to type in here, welcome to the newsletter. I'm just going to delete these ones and just be like, we're glad to have you a part of our camper van rental family. Just be like, hey, thanks for joining our newsletter. As promised, here's your 5% discount code. Simply add new sub when creating a booking online, and it'll take 5% off your total amount. Enjoy. And then maybe I'll delete this button, I don't really need it right now. Yeah, so that's cool. So there it is, the first email. So what I can do is you can preview and test it if you want. So if you previewed it, this is what it would look like in a browser. So it's very, very basic. I might actually remove that at the bottom, powered by Wishpond. So that's desktop. This is mobile, right? Very, very easy. I'll come down here and I'll just change that to camper van rentals, center it, and then I might chuck in 2020. So that's cool. So that's pretty much it. I should probably actually add our book now at camper van rentals. So you highlight it, go on the link, type it in again. Okay. So that's all good. So that's pretty much done, right? So all you need to do now is you can press finish, right? So that's done. Launch workflow. Okay. And it's called welcome email, so that's cool. Launch workflow. So that's good to go. So what's going to happen now, if someone goes to your landing page and puts their email and details in, they're going to instantly get sent that cool discount code, right? So we've created an automation that can have infinite people going through it, and now they're going to get sent an email. It's very, very cool. So there's one more thing to do, and then we're all done. I'm just going to come back to newsletter subscription. As you can see here, it's queued, so we haven't got any emails going out yet. But at the moment, this is our landing page, right? So you can see it's quite long. Once again, it's you can't see the top of my page, but as you can see, this is a very long title, right? So I can go copy, and if you want to make it nice and short, just go to bit.ly, right? bit.ly, and we can shorten that link. So I can just go get started for free. Well, actually, I don't even need to do that. I'll just go back. I'll just paste it in here and go shorten. Now we've got a nice short link. So if you had a button on your current blog or on your Instagram or whatever, you could just add this little link here, and what that's going to do is it's going to direct people instantly to your landing page. So just to show you what it looks like, I'm going to paste it in my browser, and it's going to redirect to this, right? And if I type in this once again, camper van rental company at gmail.com, I just wanted to mix it up to be a bit different. I'll press subscribe, and this is all done, and you can see we can join the community if we want. We already know that button works. And if I come back to our campaign, I will just refresh the page like so, and as you can see, we've got 2 views, and this is about to start. So we're all done. Very, very cool. And that's how easy it was. Less than 30 minutes we've set up an email campaign in Wishpond. I'm absolutely thrilled with the new experience they've created. So I'll jump back to the other camera and we'll shut this off. So there you have it, guys. There is Wishpond. As you can see in this tutorial, they've made things so much better already with the drag and drop editor. The email automation, super easy to do. Everything is just really quick. It was less than 30 minutes. We created an entire campaign, and it's easy to add on to that. It's super, super, super simple, super good. Once again, if you guys want to get started with it, if you haven't already, I've left a button in the description. Make sure you check it out. And if you do create some pages, drop the link in the comment. I'd love to see them. And that's pretty much it, guys. If you like what you've seen today, make sure you hit that like button and subscribe for more videos. And thank you very much for stopping by.